lets you create individual scouting forms and scouting reports for players that you follow. In this example, you have an overview on a scouting report for a match using a dedicated template form, and you also get the information about individual rating scales, like in this case a star rating, and of course individual text that classify a player, or forms defining with different categories like athletics, mentality, etc. In this form and tutorial, I'll explain how to get to this individual scouting form. In Sports One, you create and update a scouting form in the lineups in the match. And as you can see, you can navigate to a detailed report. And these are the categories that you just followed. We gave a rating on a star rating. We selected tags and defined tags following, or the form itself, in this case a player evaluation template defining categories like athletics, and you rate the different skills and values for the categories: athletics, mentality, tactics, etc. Play against ball, play with subcategories. In order to create such a player evaluation template, you need to define this evaluation template in the category section. To get to the explanation, you can also use the SAP Online help, which you find under Need Help, and then follow the categories like Use SAP Sports One, Application Help, and then you define the roles depending on team management, working, evaluating players, and then creating templates, using templates to evaluate players. Here you find all the definition and how to define categories, reviewing categories, like the example we just used when you create a scouting category or templates. This is describing where to click and how to create this category. Move to catalogs, evaluation sheets. We start here again with a very empty sheet. So we want to build in this example an evaluation sheet which is called player evaluation, following categories like athletics, technical, tactics. When you log in for the very first time in Sports One in an empty system, you will see that if you navigate as described in the online help, navigate to catalogs and then evaluations, and you will see there is no evaluation sheet, like in this case our sheet player evaluation, and there are also no evaluation categories. We create first of all our category, which is again called athletics, and then we continue with tactics like playing against ball and playing with ball. Both of them is still empty, so I just create a new category which we call in here athletics. Athletics. Description, we can also add a German word or another language like athletic, and then write the description. Describes the summary of the athletic constitution of the evaluated or scouted player. This is a head category describing those elements. Now there was also the setup for tactical skills, and in the form you saw also that tactical skills had a subcategory: play against ball and play with ball. So we continue in this setup by defining a new category which we call now tactics. German words tactic, and description: overall assessment for the category tactics. tactics. Save. With the tactics, we also have a subcategory. That's why we add now the subcategory where it says play against ball and play with ball. Play against ball and defining the next subcategory, play with ball. Now we got the setup for our for the evaluations in the categories. Now we create the evaluation form, and that's the next step by selecting evaluation templates, and down here you can now create the template. In this case we want to call this template player evaluation, and we select out of the different categories the elements that we want to evaluate. So first of all we have a rating for athletics, which is in the form, and then we select the tactics with the sub elements, play with ball and play against ball. If you don't like to use this sub element, you just can delete one of those elements and just work with the head elements, or if you like to use instead of the top element tactics only sub elements, of course you can also select just sub elements and define these as your form. If this is the case that you would like to create your scouting form, your template, you just click save and you save the new generated form, which can be now used to create a scouting report. In addition, I always recommend to use not only just the evaluation form, but also to select this log to define who should be allowed to read that form and work with that form, or to manage access rights for those forms. Right now, everybody has access. Maybe you would like to define a group like the scouts or the administrators that should have access to that form for read and write purposes. In this case, I only want to make this sheet available for read and write access. Having said this, the form is now ready and can be used for a scouting report player evaluation. So I navigate to one of the games. In this case, I select again the same example that we had before, Jonathan Ta, and if you want to create for this match which we used in the example before, I just navigate into the setup of scouting reports or to the match relevant matches where this player played. So it was the game that happened against VfB Stuttgart in the past. So I select here the matches where he was on the pitch. It was this game, so I navigate to that game. I have here now the possibility scouting reports, and I can select and rate all the players. Scouting reports. There is not yet a single result, so I search here for Ta, and now I can grant the rating scales like good, very good, and also add in here, as you can see, sub elements like our selected form for player evaluations. To detailed report, edit report, and now you select the template like player evaluation, tactics, play with ball, without ball, and our selection criteria. If I want to grant additional tags, I add those tags. I hope this report and recording was helpful to give you some ideas how to create individual player and scouting evaluation sheets. If you like this video, just leave me a like and add some comments of additional recordings that you would like to see and follow based on SAP Sports One. Thank you for watching.